So thank you, Sarah. Okay. Danielle, would you like to take us to that page?
Okay. Patience is the companion of wisdom. St. Augustine. That's my guy. Consider, when I come into the power to wait, also known as patience, I also come in to the ultimate, since patience is behind the gift of wisdom.
Let me check something, because that page was rewritten and I do not see it uploaded. No, it's not uploaded. So either that. Let me just a second. No, actually, it is there. It is there. My bad. Please continue.
Yeah. What error would I have avoided if I had only waited?
Yeah. So, do you have an example in mind?
I lost a phone on my trip. And I think that I did have a sense of not enough, that if there's not enough time, that I was overly attached to a particular visit to a particular store at a particular time. And in that time, I lost some kind of presence or awareness.
Yeah, you got it. You totally got it. So please continue.
Power to wait depends on the power to imagine myself giving it all. Why would I still choose to see myself remaining attached? Well, for me, it is that, what do we call it? The evil desire, the evil
decree.
The evil decree. I got back from Bay Area last night, and I was at one point, I was in a tunnel, and the evil decree that came up in me said, this would be a bad fucking time right now for an earthquake.
Hello, hello, hello.
And I just was like, okay, well, I'm looking at the GPS and the traffic's slow, and I've got about a half a mile. And I guess, well, this would be a good time for everything to be just fine the way it is, not change nothing. And I got through it, but I found myself like, even if I was in that tunnel and there was an earthquake and it flooded and I couldn't get out and I drowned, I thought, well, I had to like play it out and say to myself, well, what happened to Daniel? Well, he drowned in a tunnel in Oakland during an earthquake. It's not a bad way to go.
Okay, so I'm not clear how that answers the question. Why would I still choose to see myself remaining attached? And what you're saying is my attachment is I am the body. Is that what you're saying?
Or if any way, whenever I lose my residency in my body, whenever that is, it's okay. I mean, why would I be attached to living a long life or a short life? I'm attached to my life in this body. I'm attached to it being a certain way.
Okay, and that keeps away the power to wait.
Well,
which
not
is
only the power to
essentially,
wait, but the power to give it all. Why would I be so worried about dying in a tunnel if I wasn't giving it all? If I was giving it all, I'd be giving it all. And that'd be like where I'm at. So
yes. But you see, that's the first power. I can wait. All of the other power depend on that first power.
yeah, and I'm a 3 on the Enneagram, and waiting is lazy. So
I get it.
I've got a story, I've got a
So
big.
that's your attachment. I'm a 3 on the Enneagram. This way, that gives you a very clear way to act or not to act. You see, it gives you boundary, gives you security. And you never
Yeah,
have to face your fear of not being a 3 on the Enneagram. And now you can act compulsively and lose stuff and make error, and you have a good reason. You're 3 on the Enneagram.
yeah. I watch that script, and then I can flip the script and go, okay,
Yeah. And
here we
as
go.
long as you can remain a 3 on the Enneagram, you don't have to give it all. And you certainly can't wait.
Yep.
Very good. Continue, please.
Since the word waiting is built on the same root as waiter, waitress, I ask myself, might I be serving the little self when being impatient? Oh, hell yeah. I see that all the time in me.
Hmm.
What do I want which I feel I lack?
Money, money, money. Right?
Money, 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 money. Yeah.
Oh, we are good. We are good. We are good. And if you would read the final note at the bottom.
See chapter 3, the formidable force of the feminine, which includes the proportion fractal pointing out how the dark force is residence in the element of ether, is 95% of the equation. Therefore, may the force of I can wait be with you, as it is 95% of sacredness.
Isn't that interesting? If we could only do that, this would infer that our service to humanity is perfect, and to ourselves, same. But in the space that I can't wait, I'm protecting the shame body, the desire body, which is about me. What's in it for me?
I'm not sure I follow very much here.
Okay. Where did we lose you?
So the sacredness is in that I can wait because I have done everything that I could.
The sacredness is a creation, and it has 6 days. The first day is I can wait. The second day is I can fast. The third is I can think. Fourth is I can decide. Fifth is I can receive. Sixth is I can give it all. Those are the 6 days by which, quote unquote, God created sacredness. Does that resonate, that first part?
Okay.
Okay. Now, what we did see, and I'm not sure whether you remember or not, so give me a second to, oops, not what I wanted to do. So let's do this again. Okay, so what we had seen at some point was how the first day of any creation, and it's right here. So can you see, do you remember that page?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So if you remember it, then you can see that the force, the proportion of the force. So this is the creation of force, and it comes in 6 days again.
Okay.
Dark force, electromagnetic, gravity, weak force, strong force, light force.
Actually, there might have been a chance that this was the lecture I missed.
Okay, so this is why you didn't follow.
Okay.
Because 95% of the equation goes to the dark force. And this, if you go back to this page, then you can see that this is scientifically established. It's not just XPR saying that, okay?
Yes.
So when you bring that up in terms of fractals, and I encourage you to revisit the formidable force of the feminine. It's just before the equation to not enough. It's the 3rd chapter, okay? So when you see that, then what happens is you now understand that I can wait is 95% of sacredness.
Okay.
Okay.
So it coincides.
Yes, because the basic fractals, the foundation of this technology, is based on science as much as it is on religion.
And just think about the quantum field here that they speak of and holding like the dark space in terms of the comparison of that versus the matter.
Yes.
Okay. So if you can only do that, and this page assists us to see that when we act compulsively, we're still in service to the shame body, to the desire body, to lack, to being unworthy, to being little, okay? That's what keeps us from that sacredness. As soon as we become good waiter or waitresses, then fasting is made possible. Thinking, deciding, receiving, giving it all. It follows naturally. Okay. And Sarah, to go back to what you were speaking of the Buddha, I can wait, I can think, I can fast. I find it fascinating that East and West are saying the same thing. They have the same pillars. The only difference with the Hebrew codes is to tell you how to do that. It's very practical, okay? So, any other question? Danielle, are you good?
It was just kind of reminiscing on the word awful and awesome.
Yeah.
And if you're full of awe, that's like horrible. And if you just have some awe, that's really good. So what an interesting look at awe. And then the last thing is when the word Sadaka came up, I kept thinking about Neil Sedaka, Neil Charity, Mr. Charity. So
Lovely.
I don't know. I don't know why I think that's funny.
Lovely. And Anna, does that make more sense now?
It does. The I can wait. It makes sense with the quantum, I guess.
Lovely. Okay.